I have a bit of an interview here for you with Lauren Boebert that is pretty stunning. I mentioned previously during a segment, I think it was with Tom Cotton, about the fact that we can't allow ourselves to just become desensitized to dishonesty and start allowing it to be background noise. It's pretty wild how casually a lot of these, especially MAGA Republicans, spew dishonesty in the most ridiculous fashion. Again, casually, just another day in the life. And that can't be forgotten or looked past. And here, Lauren Boebert is responding to the fact that we're seeing a pretty significant uptick in COVID cases and concerning new variants, possibly. And so as that happens, there's conversations about, in certain settings, hospitals, for example, in certain schools, we'll get into specifics after the clip, are thinking about or implementing mask requirements, especially in a hospital. That makes a whole lot of sense. And then also, like I said, at one particular school or a few had a lot of cases and they wanted people to wear masks. Okay, great. They can do that. But this clip is Lauren Boebert fear-mongering about that while pushing an absurd lie about why this is happening, all while calling out fear-mongering. Fear-mongering to call out fear-mongering. Very strange. So take a look at this and we'll discuss further.
We know masks don't work. We know that the vaccine doesn't work. The boosters don't work. And here
So she's wrong on that, but okay.
they are still trying to scare Americans into reliving this nonsense that we went through in 2020, 21, 22, and even some of 23. But just one quick thing, Grant, they are doing this because fear still works. And that is the best way to control the populace, is to scare them.
And I think it's for controlling us later on. I'm trying to figure out why now. It's too early before the election, right? We know that they weaponized the COVID virus to rig an election. So why now? It's too early for that, unless they're just continuing the training to make sure that it still works to be put in place at any given moment. Is there any other reason why now? Something they're working on? What's at play here?
This is crazy, but maybe they're just concerned about COVID.
I think that they are ever working to have as much control as possible. And so the more control that they can keep, then the more that they will utilize. Excuse me. And so all of this is a tactic to keep control.
It is funny that she coughed while talking about how there's no need for any precautions. So again, the government's not implementing mask mandates. The CDC said they have no plan to do anything of the sort. And it's just these specific examples of different places that are now asking, let's see, requirements with Morris Brown College in Atlanta, which is a small liberal arts school. You also have the upstate medical hospitals in Syracuse that are asking or mandating masking for all staff, visitors, and patients. And if they have reason to believe the illness is going around, why not? Extra layer of protection. Just the fear-mongering is so unnecessary. But then, going beyond that, the fact that it has to be, they're doing this to control us. Why can't it just be people are concerned about illness, and a lot of people at different institutions, there will be outbreaks at schools where it just conflicts with people being able to go to class, and you want to minimize that. Or in hospitals, obviously, where people are really, really in a risky position health-wise. And it can't just be that. It has to be, this is a way to steal the election or to control people or to train people so when they're ready to steal an election, then they can do it again. And what they even mean by it's used to steal an election, I don't really know, but from what I've heard from these conspiracy theorists, it was to justify changing the way that people voted to mail-in so that they could do more voter fraud, which would be a compelling narrative if you had any evidence of widespread voter fraud. You can't just assert that the voter fraud happened and say, so that assists in proving that they unleashed COVID on us to prepare for that. You don't even have step one of the evidence you would need. And even if you had the widespread voter fraud, then you would still have to prove evidence that why am I even engaging with this? I don't know. But that the motivation for COVID existing was to affect Trump's election. And that's what they'll say that, now I'm really melting my own brain talking about this. they'll say that Xi Jinping, I guess, in China was a part of coordinating with the radical left Democrats, fascists, communists, and Biden, the notable communist, and they concocted COVID and then released it so that they could beat Trump in the election. Yeah. That's what I mean by brain malfunctioning with Lauren Boebert. You would need not a whole lot going on in between the 2 years to buy into that, which is definitely the case. And it's really concerning that we have multiple United States Congress people. And I do apologize. I don't know if y'all are hearing this. My sleeve is really making clinking noises with my little button there on my desk, getting too pumped up. We have United States Congress people who buy into these conspiracy theories, go on networks and go, yeah, maybe they're talking about COVID again to control us so that they can steal 2024 or something. These are supposed to be respected representatives of the people. Can you imagine? But instead we have people like Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, and then the leading contender for the nomination for president of the United States in one of the two major parties in our country is Donald Trump. Really can ruin your day if you think too long about it. So let's move on. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. And there's a link in the description.